What is going on, y'all? It's your boy AJ, and welcome back to another episode of Into the ChannelVerse. It is a series that I started where I talk to different YouTube creators and just creators on the platform that specialize in movies, TV, and things like that. Today, I got my good buddy John Stewart in the building. Let's get him in here. What's
happening?
Going on, my dude?
We live, baby.
We live, baby. Kind of, sort of. We recording, baby. but yeah. But
the vibe is live.
Yes,
the vibe
yes,
is live.
for sure, always. Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just got home from work. Well, actually, I've been home from work. I just got done eating dinner.
Yeah.
But I'm good, man. So I got a full stomach. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming to the channel. I know you're a busy man.
Yes.
And we just gonna get into it. With these videos, with this series, I want to start off with an icebreaker. So we're gonna have a little fun here in the beginning. And let's present this.
Oh,
all right,
man, that ice was shattered.
Martin, Fresh Prince, A Different World, Insecure. One can stay and the others are erased from existence.
Oh, man.
And this is not a debate. This is just opinion. This is not a debate. So I want to hear your thoughts on this.
If you can't tell, I'm stressed out.
All great shows. I can acknowledge all of them are great.
By default, Insecure has got to go. It has not stood the test of time. Great show, a little bit inconsistent, but it's that one got to go. So we're gonna do process of elimination here.
Okay, that's fair.
Next, I know a lot of people are gonna be mad at me for this, but Martin got to go. Listen.
Okay.
Out of the 4 of these shows, Martin is probably the funniest. However, out of the 4 of these shows, it has the least substance. So based on that, gotta go.
Okay.
A Different World and A Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's hard. I mean, like how do you choose that? That's like me asking you to pick between wings and sushi. How could you do that?
Oh shit! My 2 favorites.
It's impossible. It's an impossible choice.
If you had to, and keep in mind, if you erase these, you won't know. You won't have any knowledge of it. So you erase it from existence.
I gotta go with the Fresh Prince. It breaks my heart to get rid of A Different World.
Oh, so you're getting rid of A Different World and you're keeping Fresh Prince.
I'm getting rid of A Different World and I'm keeping Fresh Prince. So it is gut wrenching because A Different World is one of my favorite shows. I mean, Fresh Prince is also one of my favorite shows. Both of those shows are in my top 5 all time, but Fresh Prince is a little higher on that list, so I'm gonna have to go with Fresh Prince.
I got you. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. Process of elimination. I've also had a little bit of time to think about it, but I'm gonna have to say Insecure goes first as well, because it's not that rewatchable for me. All these other shows, minus one, are a lot more rewatchable for me than Insecure. I don't know. It's a great show, and I do plan on going back to it and rewatching it. But it's that motivation to throw it on. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I get it. Motivation.
I get it. Next, I know this is gonna break your heart. I know it's gonna break your heart. A Different World is next.
See, no,
If
you can't
no,
pick a
listen,
different world because you didn't finish it, did you? You finished it?
I didn't finish it. I
See,
did not finish it. But listen, but listen,
cheater,
but listen.
cheater,
No,
pumpkin
no, no.
eater.
But listen, but listen. A different world. I can acknowledge what it's done for black comedies, black sitcoms, um, and it's part of history. So I can acknowledge that. It's not necessarily for me, but I am working through it. I am still
You didn't
working
see.
through.
You haven't
I'm
even
still
gotten to the
working.
meat and potatoes yet,
I.
man.
You're right. You're
You
right.
still
You're
on the
right.
appetizer.
You're right. You're right. I'm working through it though. I'm working through it though. But um, so moving on from that, we got two more left: Martin and Fresh Prince. These are two shows that I actually grew up watching, grew up loving. Fresh Prince. If you would have asked me maybe like 7 to 10 years ago, which one of these two I would choose,
Mm-hmm.
I would have said Fresh Prince, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. But these days, I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Martin. And I agree that it is um the probably the most funny out of these the selection here.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it doesn't have as much substance, but I feel like I can relate to it a little bit more than Fresh Prince now. I feel like back in the day, I could relate to the Fresh Prince, high school, and
Yeah.
yeah, he goes to college and stuff like that. But these are adults; they're doing adult things, and I don't know, man. I'm leaning more towards Martin, so I'm gonna say Martin has to stay. The others get erased.
I don't get me wrong. I get it, but for me, Fresh Prince is a well-rounded show. It is for everybody.
I
It's
get that.
funny. It's got emotional substance, and it teaches you something most of the time. I can't say that about Martin. Martin is funny.
Mhm.
Sometimes it does have emotional stuff. There are some episodes of Martin that hit heavy.
Mhm.
The I think the biggest one is the when he proposed,
The
the proposal
proposal.
episode.
Yeah.
That was probably
Mhm.
the most emotional episode, other than the finale.
Mhm.
Um, but I can't say I learned nothing from Martin. Not necessarily that is that kind of show. I mean, it does everything that it's supposed to do, but I mean, Fresh Prince just checks every single box.
Got you. I respect that. I respect that. So we are going to move on to our first question. You ready?
I guess I honestly I didn't even look at any of the questions. That was on purpose because
Okay.
I wanted to
Okay.
go. I just wanted to go off the cuff on this one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
These are relatively easy questions, I feel like. Um, yeah, so we're gonna
Okay.
get to the first question.
Okay.
Um, what got you into YouTube and what is the history of your channel, the start of your channel?
Um, what got me into YouTube
Mhm.
was okay. First, it was Alex. It was Alex Thomas reviews. For all of you guys that don't know, but
Shout
obviously
out, top,
you do
shout
know.
out. Yeah, shout out
um,
Alex. Shout out Alex
yeah, shout out
for
Alex.
sure.
He gave me the confidence to start my YouTube channel. I had
Mhm.
always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I just didn't know what I wanted it to be about. But I'm a lover of movies, just like you are, just like Alex is, and it
Mhm.
felt that it felt appropriate to make my channel a movie centric channel. I started out doing movie reviews, and I moved into physical media.
Mhm.
Um, and then I started experimenting with other things, but yeah, that was mostly it. My love of movies, and just Alex kind of giving me the confidence to start that channel.
Yeah, and y'all were on video. Y'all were doing things together before you started your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, we did the first version of Nerd Talk
Mhm.
years ago,
Mhm.
the OGs.
OG nerd talk. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
then I kind of wanted to talk about movies, like I said,
Mhm.
and that's another thing that inspired me was people, like when I talked about movies, people would actually listen. And
Right.
it was kind of weird, but it kind of gave me a little bit of confidence boost. Like, okay, maybe I do know what I'm talking about sometime.
Right.
So I was like, well, you know, maybe I'll make a channel for those, you know, 3 or 4 people that want to actually hear me talk. So
yeah, and look at you now.
Look at me now.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, describe the transition of your channel, and for those who don't know about the transition of your channel, just talk about that. um what did you start as, and what are you now?
Yeah.
And walk us
Like
through
I
that.
said before, I started as a movie review channel, and then quickly pivoted to physical media, and that was fun for a time, but it got to be not so fun anymore, and it got to be expensive as well. I still collect physical media. Obviously, I'm never gonna not collect physical media. I just don't buy new physical media as often. And you know, in order to have a physical media channel, you kind of you got to add to the collection. So my collection is relatively small compared to other people's collections. I have roughly about 650 movies, maybe 700 if you include my DVDs.
That's a nice size, though. That is a nice
It's
size.
a nice size, but amongst our community, that's a baby collection. But you know, in order to, you know, keep the channel going, you gotta, you know, keep adding to the collection. And you know, I got other stuff to worry about. You know, I got responsibilities. I got a family, so you know, while I do want to keep collecting, I couldn't collect as much as I wanted to, and it became not it just became not fun anymore to make movies about or videos about physical media. And I wanted to talk more about the movies themselves and the process of filmmaking. One thing that I loved, excuse me, one thing that I loved about doing the physical media videos is that it reignited my love for movies. I've always loved movies for as long as I can remember, but doing those physical media videos just really kind of, you know, got me even more enthusiastic about movies. And I've tried different things in my life. I was, you know, I've tried producing music for a while. I still do here and there. Made, you know, had a couple EPs out, and you know, also doing the movie reviews. But one thing that I figured out not too long ago is that I really want to be a filmmaker, because I've always been interested in creating and storytelling, and music and dramatizations, and film encompasses all of that in one package. And I really fell in love with the process of filmmaking. I'm a big special features guy when it comes to physical media. That's the second biggest reason that I collect physical media. The first biggest reason is so I can have the movie forever. But the second is to watch how they make the movie. That stuff is so interesting to me. Like the special features on Spider-Man 2, when I had the DVD, I ran that boy into the ground, man. I played it till I couldn't play it no more.
About
Same
almost
thing.
as much as watching the movie, huh?
Yeah. Same thing with the Matrix and Bad Boys 2. Like I loved, you know, just how they made, how movies are made, and I wanted to start that journey. I wanted to share that journey with other people. So
I was never really huge into watching special features on the disc, and you actually kind of got me looking at them more often. And I definitely want to look at some of my favorite films, special features, and see how
oh
those
yeah,
movies were made and
please
stuff
do,
like that.
please do.
Yeah,
You'll be
for
surprised
sure,
at how some of that stuff was made, man.
for sure.
Yeah, you got to get your money's worth out that disc, man.
For real, for real. You're right. You're right. Not just for display.
Yeah.
you know. So moving on, I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite genre of TV/film, and what are some of the standout films or franchises in said genre?
Um, sci-fi, fantasy, specifically superhero.
Okay.
As you can tell. Uh, um, my favorite movie of all time is The Dark Knight, and at a very, very close second is The Matrix.
Mhm.
I've watched that movie more than anything. I watched The Matrix more than I've watched The Dark Knight, actually. Um, and I'm about due for another watch.
My weekly watch.
Yeah, yeah. Daily. Hourly. I just stop it at 1 hour and start over. But yeah, I'm a nerd. I love robots and superpowers and magic, and it's just,
Mhm.
if it's weird, I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Um
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, Dark Knight, The Matrix. As far as TV, favorite TV show of all time is Batman the animated series.
Mhm.
But
Great. Great
I am a
series.
yeah. I mean, it changed animation forever. It, like, when Batman the animated series came out, cartoons went from cartoons to animated series. Um, but yeah, I am a sitcom guy as well, but more like the classic stuff, like we were just talking about, the Martins and Fresh Prince and Cosby Show, Different World, Boy Meets World.
Mhm.
Um, but I was more of a TV person when I was younger. Now it's so hard for me to get through a TV show, even shows that I like. It's
Yeah.
really hard for me to get through because my attention span is like this big. So, um, yeah.
I got you. I got you. And no love for Avatar. No love for Avatar.
Oh yeah, no, like that, of course. I mean, I can't talk about everything
I know. I
that I
know. I
love. I
know.
mean,
I'm
we'll
just
be sitting
playing.
here
I
forever.
just
But
was.
yeah,
I was just expecting that to be one of the first. The TV. I know you love that show, so
oh yeah, I love that. I love
we
that
talk
show.
about it all
Definitely
the
in
time.
my top 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Avatar, Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the greatest animated series ever created, and I will die on that hill.
Preach, preach, preach. Y'all listen to him. If y'all have not seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, what are you doing with your life?
You are severely committing a crime by not watching that show.
Right. I agree. All right, moving on. Um, what is your favorite content to make, and walk us through the process of said content?
Ooh. Uh if you had asked me about 2 years ago, I would have said movie reviews.
Okay.
And I still like doing movie reviews, even though I haven't done one in a while. I just love talking about the movie and giving my input on what the movie means and discussing its themes and
The
things like that.
layers.
Yeah, the layers.
Mhm.
But right now, even though I've only made the one, my favorite content to make is short films. Like that is what solidified my
Mhm.
love for filmmaking.
Mhm.
When I made that first short film, the bug bit me, and now
Mm.
I'm obsessed with it. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm actually in the process, in the like the pre-production process of making another one.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, hopefully that's gonna be coming out soon. So
Okay.
yeah, short
And
films.
you don't have to give the entire process, but like some
Mhm.
highlights of the process that you loved as far as making the film, the
Um,
short.
well, yeah, I guess I give you the bullet point. So first, what I did was, obviously come up with the idea. And that was a pretty fun but difficult process because I didn't know what to write about.
Mhm.
Um, but the what I found that was kind of easy to write about was horror. And horror isn't even my favorite genre. It's becoming one of my favorite genres for sure.
Mhm.
Um, but horror is so fun to write. I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's also fun to write because you thinking about how can I scare the hell out of my friends.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that intrigued me. So I started writing a horror story, and I went through a couple rewrites and hooked up with my buddy Justin, and he kind of helped me do some of the rewrites and come up with some of the shots, and we got that thing done in about 6 weeks or so. And it's one of my favorite things that I've ever done in my life, and I want to do many more.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed your short film, and I'm looking forward to more content from you like
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Moving on to the next question. What are a few things that you've learned about writing and filmmaking over the course of the past year or so?
Oof. I mean, I've learned a lot. I wouldn't say everything, but like I've learned that one, I don't know anything about about storytelling. You think you know a lot until you actually try to do it yourself and like really study it, and then
Mm-hmm.
you realize how much you don't know. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I learned. And I also learned that it is really hard to make a movie. It's really hard to make a short film, let alone a full length feature film. So my assessments on movies have kind of changed a little bit. I've eased up a little bit on my assessments because um, I know how hard it can be. And um, part of being a filmmaker is being able to make adjustments and compromising, and more times than not every film that you have watched is a result of a series of compromises. So yeah, I've definitely learned to respect the process of filmmaking
Yeah.
a lot more. And as far as writing, um just how to write a good story. And it's not easy, and it definitely shouldn't be taken lightly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. It's hard, but it's fun. Learning how to write.
I'm guessing through this whole process of, you starting to make short films, that you're looking at movies a little bit differently as well, scoring
Yeah.
them a little bit differently than you used
Hmm.
to.
Yeah,
Am
for
I
sure. Yeah.
accurate in assuming that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm,
Absolutely. I've definitely been scoring them a little bit different than I used to. I used to be very strict about giving out 4.5s and fives. And
mhm,
but the thing, what really changed is that um you have to take each film as a singular entity, and ask yourself what goals is this movie trying to accomplish.
mhm,
And if it accomplishes those goals, if it does everything that it set out to do, then that movie, should probably get a 5 out of 5, even though it doesn't necessarily, make you feel like it's a 5 out of 5.
mhm,
For instance, I was watching Men in Black last year,
mhm,
one of my favorite movies, but I never had it at a 5 out of 5. And I went to write the review, and I realized this movie did everything it was supposed to do. And I was
mhm,
ready to give it a 4, and I realized I had to give it a 5 out of 5 because it
mhm,
did every single thing it was supposed to do. It checked every box.
mhm,
So it definitely made me look at movies a little bit more objectively. I know that sounds counterintuitive because movies are an art form and art is subjective, but learning how to make movies and learning how to write stories, you realize that there is a box that movies operate in.
mhm.
um and different genres have different boxes, obviously. And um when a movie does everything in that box and does everything that it set out to do, um it's an accomplishment. It's a good movie.
Yeah, kind of gave you a little bit of a different perspective on that, huh?
Absolutely.
Hmm. Okay. Moving on. I got a couple more questions for you.
All right.
What do you want people to know about you through your content / films that you make?
What do I want people to know about me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, that it's just it comes with each project that you make. Even though I only have the one short film, I've written a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And just going down the list. Some of them may or may not get made. But each individual story has its own objective, its own like thematic objective. So um
Mm-hmm.
I don't really uh have an overall uh message that I want to tell, because each story will have its own message. Each story has its own theme. So with with my first short film, I wasn't really trying to tell some layered story. I just wanted, like, I had an objective to establish tone.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't worried about plot twists and uh overarching themes or anything like that. I just wanted to tell a straightforward a straightforward story that firmly established a creepy tone. So
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
yeah.
All right. Last but not least, what segments or projects are you working on currently? And do you want to promote anything that's coming up?
Yeah, like I said, I'm working on a short film right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's in like the pre-production stage. Just working on the shot list. I don't have a shoot date as of yet. Um, but hopefully that will come out within the next 6 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I what I learned from last time is to give yourself a lot of time, and
Mm-hmm.
I've done that through the writing process and the pre-production process. I'm just ready to get started shooting now. I'm just waiting on some things to line up so I can set a date to start shooting it. Studio time is going to be coming back. I took a little short break to kind of work on some things for myself. um
And what exactly is studio time for the folks who don't know?
Studio time is a podcast that started out as a show like Into the Channelverse.
Mm-hmm.
It started out as basically an interview segment on my channel that I did on Monday nights, and while I did love doing that, I wanted to uh, pivot it into a more traditional um, podcast
Mm-hmm.
and kind of have it be an extension of my YouTube channel, and talking about my filmmaking journey and what I am learning while I'm making short films and writing stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, look, you be on the lookout for that in like the next 2 weeks or so to make a comeback. I'm definitely gonna have some guests on, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting right back in the thick of things. As far as my YouTube channel, definitely look forward to some more vlogs. I'm trying to become a better video editor, so you might see a few random videos of things that will just be me trying to showcase my editing skills. So yeah, you can look out for that, as well as videos about my uh filmmaking process,
Mm-hmm.
how to make a short film by yourself, the things you need to get started, and what you need to know when you're writing a script, and what you need to know for pre-production and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome stuff, man. Once again, this is J Stew of Studio Media, and I am AJ of AJREACTS2. Thank you once again for coming by the channel, man. And this has been AJ Reacts 2 presents Into the ChannelVerse episode 2. Make sure you subscribe to John and subscribe to me as well for more episodes and more content. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.